Good morning,
Morning.
Britain. Hate crime row. The Prime Minister backs J.K. Rowling over her attack on Scotland's controversial new law. Welcome everywhere.
Well, if you're going to...
They are having protests. They are fed up of this kind of influx that they say is affecting their cost of living, day rentals, noise pollution, the rubbish everywhere.
It's a tourist...
About the fact that that's happening. But do you think there are certain sort of levels of behaviour
Well...
that people need to adhere to? They're obviously sufficiently annoyed by the behaviour there.
Well, the Minister initially said misgendering wouldn't fall foul of the legislation, but then said it would be for the police to decide. It could be reported, it could be investigated. Whether or not the police would think it was criminal is up for police.
I think this is...
That, you know, police could just be inundated and then all their time used up by various, some perhaps not as legitimate. You know, it's going to be a balancing act for them, isn't it?
It is.
It saying, you know, it could include someone looking like they're intending to sleep on the streets. People could be criminalised for how they look, how their behaviour.
Just not this.
You know,
Not the right approach. Migrant crisis, shall we? Because that's also in the news today. The figures, the latest figures on this, that the number of people who've arrived in the UK on small boats has risen above 5,000 by the end of March for the first time. And that period, January to March.
Hello there. Very
Morning.
good morning to you. Welcome to the programme this morning. It's the Easter holidays, of course, isn't it? People may well be jetting off to sunnier climes, but it seems they're not necessarily...
If you're watching this from an airport and you're heading for Tenerife, put your tin hat on, because you might not be welcome. This is an extraordinary story. We'll be debating it later, that people on Tenerife, because, and I quote, this is from a local campaign on Tenerife, on the Isle of Tenerife, you Brits only drink cheap beer, lie in the sun and eat low-quality food. What's wrong with that?
Well,
I drink cheap beer. I quite like lying in the sun,
issue
and I
is
eat rubbish food.
They've put
So
up
what?
signs...
Go to the Canaries, guys, to get sun. Anyway, we'll argue
We
that
are going to be
later.
debating it later, yes. So the question this morning, should we boycott Tenerife as a consequence? Get in touch with your views, take part in our poll.
Mad.
We will be talking about it later on in the programme. But our main news this morning is that the Prime Minister has backed J.K. Rowling after she dared police to arrest her under Scotland's controversial new hate crime law. The Harry Potter author described several transgender women as men in a series of posts online, including a notorious double rapist.
Yeah, she's very much gone on the front foot, J.K. Rowling, and gone on the attack on this one. Under the new legislation, as I'm sure you know, misgendering somebody online could actually now spark a police investigation. But Rishi Sunak has promised to protect free speech. He said people should not be criminalised for stating simple facts on biology. That's an implicit endorsement of what J.K. Rowling is saying. Juliet Dunlop is